Ian Wright, thank you for joining us at the new TV studios at Sun HQ. How are you feeling?
Feeling good. Feeling good at the minute, Gav. All in a good place.
Big question on every Arsenal fan's lips at the moment. Arsene Wenger, should he stay or should he go?
Million pound question. For me now, I'm not sure now in respects of what he's going to do to continuously get us, or to try, I should say, and get us to a place where Arsenal were. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to do that. I'm not sure if he's got the funds to be able to do that. Never had the transparency in respects of him getting the money and not spending it, or not getting the money and not being able to spend it. So I feel that it's got to a situation now, struggling in and around finishing fourth. If they don't finish fourth, what happens then? Is he the man to inspire the guys to get back to a situation where they're going to start challenging? And once we do start challenging, again, this is all saying that we don't get into the Champions League next season, we're in Europa League, and then we finish fourth. In that situation, is he then going to spend the money to get us into the Champions League regularly? Because we've been in it 16 years, and he's not really been able to attract the kind of players that's going to help you to win it. So I'm not sure if we do drop out of top four and go Europa League and try to get ourselves in the Champions League positions, is he the one to take us down and bring us back up again? So, you know, it's come to a situation now, Arsenal fans are saying, oh, it's because me and him had a problem when I was playing. It's got nothing to do with it. All I've ever wanted for Arsenal is success and them to be challenging and competing like when they were Invincibles, and I was able to talk about Arsenal really proudly and all that sort of stuff. Now, it's almost like what's going on, it's almost embarrassing to a certain extent. And it's only the real die-hard Wengerites who can see, oh, it's okay. It's not okay. 8 years now. You know, the FA Cup, with him coming out saying about fourth is like winning a trophy, it's not. It's not like winning a trophy, because if he put more into the Blackburn game, he says he put 11 internationals out. Well, he put 11 internationals out who didn't want to play, or weren't capable of playing, or weren't capable of beating Blackburn. And then he says that it wasn't the first 11 that he put out that lost the game. It was they lost the game in the last 20 minutes. It doesn't make any difference.
So do you think Wenger is in danger of getting sacked?
I don't think so. I don't think the board will sack him, because I think everybody's still sentimental about what he's done. I don't think you can take anything away from what he's done. I think he's done unbelievable things for Arsenal Football Club. He's taken us global in respects of the way Arsenal Football Club play football and is respected. But, you know, that's happened, and that was then, this is now. You know what I mean? The Arsenal fans can't all of a sudden have all that success and then continuously go on not winning anything. I've said it for many years, and my mantra's always been, I don't care what he does, as long as he's winning things and building a team to win things. Fergie saying about Robin van Persie. Fergie saying he could not believe Arsene Wenger sold Robin van Persie. And the only reason why Robin van Persie left in the end is because, like I said, and I said it in my column, is because he believes he's got a better chance of winning trophies at Man United than he has at Arsenal now. It looks like he's in the fast lane on the way to a Premiership trophy. And, you know, Arsenal are out of everything. Nearly.
I was going to say, the Champions League, obviously 3-1 down against Bayern Munich. Is it mission impossible?
It's not mission impossible, because you've got to, you know, you have to hope that, that the Bayern Munich players are not up for it. Now, they lost the last final, and arguably to a team that they should have beat. They should have beat Chelsea. I thought they were better than Chelsea on the day. I'm sure they want to go back there. They've been to the final a couple of times now and lost. And I just can't see them as the German efficiency of them slipping up. And even if Arsenal did go there and were able to score 3 goals, I believe that the Germans can score goals as well, because when you look at some of the mistakes in the Bayern game, you know, they could have been avoided, you know. Why would you not have Van Boyten man-marked by Mertesacker? You know, why, if Mikel Arteta is marking Muller on the line, why has he drifted off of him and not stayed goal side? You know, things like that. Why did Santi Cazorla not track Philip Lahm back when he's come from 60 yards? Now, those things are things that can be avoided. And those are the things that make you worry, because those are the things that he should be working on.
So do the players maybe have to stand up and say, OK, it's our fault?
Without a doubt. Without a doubt, the players have to take a lot of the blame. And I think, to be fair to them, they've said that. Jack said that. You know what I mean? And they do have to say that, because I think that he's had a lot of faith in the teams that he's put out in the last 7, 8 years. And to be honest, they've just fallen short. They've fallen short all the time. He's not changed his mantra and what he's doing. He doesn't want to buy the big name. He doesn't want to spend that big load of money. And I'm not saying to continuously go, here, 40 million here, 50 years, 70 years, whatever, because we've seen that Fernando Torres, Andy Carroll, a lot of money spent on the wrong player can be disastrous. But Arsenal don't work like that. They will buy the right player if he comes available. But the problem that they're having is that they're getting into a situation where, like I said, they've been in the Champions League and other teams have been able to attract the top players, the Matters of this world. You know, those kind of players. They're the kind of players that you want. The Agueros, even the Dzekos, all those kind of players who you want that's going to improve Arsenal's football team, and you don't get those players. Now, if they do not qualify for the Champions League, how are you going to attract those players unless you've got a new manager with maybe new ideas of what he wants to do going forward, and giving the Arsenal fans some transparency in what they're doing going forward? We're going to try and buy this player, we're going to try and do this, we're going to try and do that. It might take us another 3-4 years. I think Arsenal fans will take that on board. Will Arsene Wenger do that? Will he change his strategy? I don't know, because he hasn't done it up to this point.
Going back to the Blackburn game and crashing out of the FA Cup, as you said, Wenger fielded a strong side. How big an effect did that have on the players?
Well, I don't know. It's one of those, Gavin, where, you know, when the fixture came up, Arsenal at home to Blackburn, with the team that he was going to field, it's quite confident. But, you know, I mean, when they started playing and it didn't go quite well, and you get certain, of course, even with the goal what Blackburn scored was fortuitous. It was a luck. Of course, the goalkeeper could have parried it away better than he did. I didn't think it was a blistering strike. And he parried it straight back into the middle of the goal, and then, because Richards, he's hit it into the ground and it's bounced in. If he caught it properly, it might have missed, but in the end, it did go in. They didn't play very well on the day, otherwise they would have beat them. And I think that impacted on the Bayern game, because they were under even more pressure, because they're out of that cup, they're out of everything, and then you're going in against Bayern with a massive point to prove, because they missed out on the final last year on penalties. A very, very good Bayern team. I thought that Van Boyten and Dante would have been two centre-halves you could get at. They didn't get at them, and at a canter for me, Bayern Munich coasted 3-1, and even Arsenal's goal was a bit fortuitous, because the goalkeeper, I don't think they conceded in 11 games, and he made a big mistake. Giroud, you know, maybe could have done more with his chance. It went straight at the keeper. That's the kind of luck you need. Arsenal not getting the kind of luck, and whether that's because they don't deserve it or for whatever reason they're not getting it, it seems to be they're getting on the wrong end of everything at the moment. So unfortunate.
Despite the fact that he loves the club, if you're Jack Wilshere at the moment, what are you thinking?
Well, the thing about it is, you know, Jack signed a new deal, and I'm really pleased to see that, but we know in the current climate don't really mean anything, you know, because you look at the plaudits he's getting from international, the Gerrards, the Lampards and everybody else who speak so highly of him. If it carries on like it is, and if Arsenal don't make the Champions League, then why wouldn't he be thinking about looking around the corner, looking at the amount of players that have left? They're saying that with the players that's left, they've won like 76 medals or something ridiculous like that around the world. So, you know, you're looking at that, you want something to show for it. Robin Van Persie could win the Premiership this season, you never know. He might win the FA Cup as well. I think that's the only medal he's got, the FA Cup medal. Now, why wouldn't Jack, at his age now, think to himself, well, you know, yes, I'm good enough to play for England and be a star man for England. And if Arsenal carry on their current, like, for want of a better word, decline, why would he stay? You're going to have people in his ear. You know what I mean? He's somebody that's going to be courted. People are going to want him. When you look at him, especially in the last few games, he's a driving force. He was driving, he was trying in the Blackburn game, in the Bayern Munich game. That's his natural game. And if he does that, and you know, he left the field shaking his head, whether it's because the fans were so upset, or whether it's because the chances that were missed, whether it's because we just lost against Blackburn, he left the pitch shaking his head. So all you need to do is have a couple of people wrapped around him who are saying, well, Jack, you know, Man United and this one and that one and this one and that one. You know, it turns his head. So you just hope that that's not going to happen because he's signed and he's committed. And you just hope that Arsenal in the next year or 18 months will do something that's going to make people like Jack stay. Because if you're losing players like Jack, what's happening? You can't be losing players like that, especially the players we've already lost.
Ian, as always, thanks for joining us. It's been a pleasure having you in our new TV studios.
Pleasure's mine, Gav.
Stick with Sun Online for all the best football interviews, and Wrighty will be back joining us very soon.